Thor any jab Asgard ka nor kona. Avengers any palibar usi kamzerdeka. Lekan unhiya nahi pada, the wo kamzori denaya ko tabakar saktiti. Hulk any sabs peli hamlakia, or Thor surf apni sans bachapaya. Iron Man any faisla sunadia. Thor is a threat now. Lekanek hero the Joe Kamashta, or Sab Kuch Dek Brother. Captain America any apni shield rocky, or Ek Purana Raz Kola. Uski andar wo takati Joe, Thor ko wapas kutabana saktiti. Or Jab us wo kwa Thor KOD. Avengers any Samaj Leah, Jangap Shuru, we high. Lightning hadn't touched Thor in weeks. Not the sky. Not his soul. Not even Mjolnir. The thunder god who once split galaxies, now wandered Earth with nothing but silence in his heart and a storm buried, so deep it forgot how to speak. And when the Avengers finally found him, they didn't see a friend. They saw a threat. Thor stood on the edge of the Grand Canyon, barefoot, armor torn. His hair longer than it had ever been. His eyes were dull. Mjolnir had vanished 3 weeks ago, not stolen, not lost. The hammer had simply refused him. And that refusal had broken more than his strength. It had broken belief. Tony scanned him from 30 yards back. He's losing energy faster than gamma decay, he said, his voice tight inside the suit. I don't even think he knows we're here. He knows, Bruce muttered. He just doesn't care. Wanda hovered beside them, red mist curling at her fingertips. Something's off. That power, it's leaking. It's not just fading, it's bleeding into the planet. Steve Rogers said nothing. He just watched, shield on his back, shoulders tight, like he'd been expecting this moment for years. Because deep down he had. When Thor turned around, his face wasn't angry. It was hollow. They said I would die with fire in my veins, he whispered. But here I am, cold. Cap took a step forward. We came to help you. I didn't ask for that. You didn't have to. Thor's breath hitched. He looked past Steve to the others, Tony, Bruce, Wanda. He could feel the tension. Mistrust, fear, strategy already forming. What will you do when I lose control? He asked quietly. No one answered, because that moment was already coming. A tremor rippled beneath the canyon. Then another. The sky above cracked, not with thunder, but with void light, a pale distortion folding through the clouds. It wasn't from Thor, not entirely. It was from something inside him, something that had been awakening ever since Mjolnir left. Tony activated his shields. Bruce's eyes went green, and Cap finally stepped between them and Thor. Stand down, he said. Cap, look at him, Tony snapped. He's unstable. You think I want to hurt him? But he's not just a friend anymore. He's a walking extinction event. Then we help him, not isolate him. He's not asking for help, Wanda said. But Cap already knew that. He wasn't answering for Thor. He was answering for himself. Because 3 years ago, Odin had given him something. Something buried in a case beneath the ruins of old Asgard. A relic no mortal should touch. And yet, Odin had said, if the god falls, and only belief can raise him, let a mortal prove that gods are not born, but chosen. Cap had buried that memory like a curse. But now it rang like destiny, because Thor wasn't the only one bleeding power. The planet was reacting. Magnetic fields were fluctuating. Earth's core was humming. And every signal said the same thing. If Thor fell completely, something ancient would rise in his place. Cap turned. Thor, I need you to come with me. No, it's not a request. Thor's eyes flickered with something wild. I don't obey orders anymore. Good, Cap said. Then you'll trust mine. And with that he walked, not back to the Quinjet, not toward the others, but to a small hill carved with strange black runes. Thor's eyes widened. He hadn't seen that mark in centuries. It wasn't Earth technology. It was Asgardian binding magic. Cap knelt and tapped a code into the ground. Not with keys, with touch patterns memorized long ago. The soil responded like liquid metal, parting open with golden fire. From below, a pedestal rose, and on it, a small crystalline sphere, glowing with sparks of lightning. Thor's voice cracked. That should not be here. It is, Cap said. Odin gave it to me. said only one man could activate it, one who'd fought beside gods but never wanted to be one. The relic pulsed. It was called the Ether Spark, a weapon, a key, a lifeline. It didn't just give power, it transferred faith. Thor staggered back. "You don't know what you're doing." "Yes, I do," Steve replied. "I'm giving you what no one else can, the part of me that still believes in who you were." Tony's voice shouted from behind. "Steve, don't touch that thing. You have no idea what it'll—" Too late. Cap gripped the spark. Lightning exploded. Not around them, through them. The sky darkened, and a bolt of blue-gold fire connected Cap's body to Thor's chest. The force threw everyone back, even Hulk. Wanda screamed as the magic warped gravity for 10 square miles. Birds fell. Trees glowed. The canyon cracked in a perfect ring of light. And Thor changed. His skin seared with new runes. His eyes burned white. His body lifted into the air, not from power, but from memory. The ether spark wasn't just giving him strength. It was returning what he had forgotten. He was not thunder because of Mjolnir. He was thunder because he survived losing it. When it was over, Cap collapsed, his hands smoking. His hair had gone pale at the roots. But he was alive, barely. And in front of him, Thor hovered. Not just reborn, remade. His new armor shimmered with shattered realms. His chest bore a glowing sigil, the combined crest of Asgard and Earth. He looked down at Steve, and for the first time in weeks, he smiled. But then the shadows moved. Avengers stood at the edge of the cliff. All of them. And none of them were smiling. "Tell me that wasn't what it looked like," Tony said, voice cold. "Tell me you didn't just supercharge a god who's already coming apart." Cap stood up. "I didn't supercharge him," he said. "I reminded him who he is." And far above them, the storm returned. Not with thunder, but with purpose. The storm didn't wait for permission. It erupted like it had been caged for centuries, not above them, but from the air within. Wind howled through the canyon with the voice of something older than sound. Clouds twisted into rings, spinning faster than satellites. Lightning didn't strike down. It spiraled outward. And at the center of it stood Thor, reborn, recharged, and radiating a power none of them could calculate. Tony's HUD glitched for half a second. That never happened. He didn't wait for a second glitch. "Jarvis," he snapped. "Estimate threat level." Jarvis's voice crackled. "Thor's current energy exceeds previous benchmarks by error, scanning, unable to process." Cap didn't blink. "He's still one of us." "No," Tony said. "He's something else now, and he's glowing like a star that's about to explode." Bruce stepped forward, struggling against the pressure wave. "We need to shut this down. If that kind of power leaks—" "It's not leaking," Wanda whispered. "It's calling." And she was right, because all around them, the ground wasn't just shaking, it was responding. Trees twisted toward Thor. Rocks cracked with lightning veins. The canyon floor began to rise in a circular motion beneath his feet. The world itself was waking to his presence. That wasn't resurrection, that was ascension. Thor's eyes met Tony's first, not with anger, with warning. "Stand down," he said. But Iron Man had already launched. Twin repulsor blasts tore through the air, charged at full capacity. They hit Thor directly in the chest. They didn't even push him back. Instead, Thor raised one hand, slowly, and absorbed the blast into his palm. His skin rippled with golden blue veins. The new armor adjusted its plates, flexing like it was alive. And then, without a word, he released the energy back. It hit Tony like a solar flare. The Iron Man suit's outer shell shattered in midair, sending him spiraling into the canyon wall. He didn't scream. He didn't have time. The entire HUD blacked out before impact. Hulk roared. He didn't wait for orders. This wasn't strategy, now it was instinct. Banner was gone. The other guy had taken full control, and he wanted to fight. Hulk leaped across the canyon in a single bound, landing with a thunderclap. Dust flew. Ground cracked. Thor turned to face him, feet hovering just above the rising earth. There was no expression on his face. Just light and regret. "I don't want this," Thor muttered. But Hulk was already swinging. The fist came down like a meteor. Thor didn't dodge. He caught it, one hand. And for the first time since he'd joined the Avengers, Hulk looked confused. Thor squeezed, and a ripple of pure lightning surged from the point of contact, firing down Hulk's arm like molten lava. Hulk screamed and backhanded Thor across the canyon. Thor flew, but didn't fall. He flipped midair, gathered a cyclone beneath him, and rocketed straight back. His body cracked through 3 boulders, tore through a chunk of cliff, and collided with Hulk's chest like a freight train. The shockwave took out 3 trees. Wanda's eyes flashed red. She raised both hands, weaving spells around Thor as fast as her mind could focus. Chains of pure chaos magic snaked through the air, wrapping around his arms, legs, neck. For a second, just one, he stopped. But Thor's body didn't obey magic anymore. It fed on it. Wanda's own energy was being drawn into him. She gasped, trying to sever the link, but her hands were stuck midair, shaking violently. "He's pulling it. He's turning it into lightning." Cap ran to her, slammed his shield between the energy streams, breaking the feedback loop. Wanda fell to her knees, breathless. Thor landed in front of them, eyes dim for a moment. "I didn't mean to hurt her." Cap stared up at him, then stopped. "This isn't you. I told you what would happen. You gave me power. But this armor, this relic, it doesn't just restore, it evolves." "What does that mean?" "It means I'm no longer bound by Mjolnir's code. I'm not your Thor anymore. I'm something Odin feared would awaken. That's why he gave you the ether spark. Not to save me, to control you," Cap realized. Thunder cracked above. Not normal thunder. This one came with a pulse that echoed through radio waves, satellites, animal senses, human fear. Every Avenger heard it, not with their ears, but with their bones. The world had just gotten a new god, and that god was standing in front of them, trying not to break the planet by breathing wrong. Tony crawled back to the edge, smoke curling from his chest plate. "You gonna tell us what the play is, Cap?" Cap's voice was low. "There is no play. We're not fighting him. We already are." "No," Steve said. "You're reacting. He's not attacking. You think this is a war. He thinks it's a curse." Thor turned to them all. "I came here to disappear. But the ether spark called the world to me. It's not just power. It's prophecy. The earth is shifting. Something is coming. Something older than Asgard." Bruce limped closer, bruised and human again. "Then we help you control it." "You can't," Thor said. "Because to control it, I'll have to destroy it. And it's already inside me." Silence. Everyone stared. Even the storm paused. Cap walked to him, slow and unafraid. "You're not alone," he said. "No matter what's coming. Not while I'm standing." Thor's face softened, for a fraction of a second. And then he turned his gaze north. Not toward the sky, toward space. His voice dropped. "The thing that changed me, it's not done. And it wants Earth next." A pulse radiated through the canyon again. But this time it wasn't Thor. It was something answering. From far, far above. And it was coming fast. The sky broke open, and no one moved. It wasn't a crack of thunder. It wasn't even lightning. It was gravity itself bending, pulled inward like space was being turned inside out. Above the canyon, the clouds coiled into a spiral, then disappeared completely, revealing something vast and alive. A shape entered Earth's upper atmosphere, slow, silent, unannounced. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a planet. It was a being, dark as a dying star, massive enough to block the sun, yet weightless in the sky. No wings, no jets, just a pulsing sphere of violet-black energy at its core, surrounded by a shifting ring of liquid metal. It didn't speak. It hummed, and that hum shattered every drone in orbit. Tony's helmet lit up again. "We've got Class 8 intrusion. Threat level unknown. Shield grid isn't responding. Satellite feeds are blind. This thing's not hiding." Wanda looked up, already trembling. "It's announcing itself." Cap turned to Thor. "What is it?" Thor stared at the being like he'd seen it in a dream long ago. "It's what Odin feared. The entity beyond prophecy, the one who touches fallen gods and gives them something worse than death. You're saying this thing changed you? No, Thor said. I touched its echo, and now it's here to finish what it started. The creature descended without motion. No wings, no engines, no fire. Just presence. As it approached, birds fled in waves. The sky dimmed without clouds. The temperature dropped, then spiked again. Thor's new armor began to flicker, unstable for the first time. He looked at his hands. They were shaking. That hadn't happened in 1,000 years. Then it spoke, not aloud, but into every Avenger's mind. Your God is incomplete. Return him, and I will leave your world intact. Bruce grabbed his head. It's inside my thoughts. Wanda fell to her knees, screaming. It's rewriting memories, replacing them. Cap forced himself to stay upright. What does it mean by return? Thor's voice cracked. It means give me back. Let it finish turning me into what it started. It infected me through a collapsed realm. It planted a seed of transformation. The ether spark only accelerated it. Tony's systems recovered just long enough to speak. So if we give you up, this thing leaves. Thor nodded. It won't kill Earth. Just take me. I'm its experiment. No, Steve said immediately. There has to be another way. There's not, Thor replied. If I fight it, I lose control. If I surrender, I become something you'll have to kill anyway. Either way, Earth dies. Hulk slammed his fist into a boulder, snarling. Then we fight now, together. Thor looked up again. The being had stopped descending, as if waiting. Its center pulsed slowly, like a heart. A star-sized heart. Thor whispered, it's not here for war. It's here for completion, for what it started inside me. I can feel the bond pulling tighter. And then it pulled. Thor screamed. His entire body lifted involuntarily. Lightning exploded from his chest, not because he summoned it, but because it was being ripped out. The ether spark flared and cracked like it was splitting into pieces. Cap ran toward him, shield raised. Thor. The blast knocked him 50 feet back. Tony launched again, this time creating a magnetic barrier between Thor and the sky. But the energy burned through it like it wasn't even there. Wanda tried chaos magic, but it reversed back into her. Bruce transformed again, too late. Because now the being was reaching. Not with hands, with gravity. It was collapsing the canyon around Thor, folding space like paper, turning the battlefield into a funnel. A singularity meant to reclaim what it had given. And Thor wasn't resisting, until Cap stood back up, bleeding, battered, furious. Damn it, Thor. Fight it. Thor looked down at him. If I fight it, you die. Then we die trying. You don't get to choose our fate alone. Something in Thor shifted. He looked around. The Avengers, broken, bruised, barely standing, but still here. Not because they were strong enough to win, but because they refused to leave him. Even now, even as the sky collapsed, Thor raised his hand, and for the first time since Mjolnir left, something answered. Not a hammer, not a weapon, but the earth itself. Lightning exploded from the ground up, not the sky down. It surged through Thor's body, reconnecting him not just to his power, but to the planet. The ether spark pulsed again, but this time it wasn't leaking. It was evolving. Captain America's life force, the spark that had reactivated Thor, had merged with something even greater. Human will. Thor clenched his fists and screamed, and the lightning turned black. Not evil, but final. He turned to the sky. You want completion? He roared. Then take it if you can. The entity responded by firing a singular pulse, a beam of compressed reality that erased clouds, split atoms, bent sound. It hit Thor directly and vanished. He didn't move, didn't flinch. He absorbed it, like a god who had finally remembered why he was born. The creature pulsed again, this time brighter. Then it spoke once more. You have chosen resistance. Then I will harvest your world piece by piece. And then it began splitting. 12 orbs detached from the main body, descending toward major cities: New York, London, Seoul, Cairo, Sydney. World invasion had just begun, but Thor was already rising. His armor had changed again, sharper, darker, edged with light. His eyes were stars. His voice echoed even before he spoke. "Then this is war." Cap stood beside him. "We fight together." Iron Man's damaged suit reactivated with a groan. "Dibs on London." Wanda cracked her neck. "Cairo's mine." Hulk growled. Thor raised his hand, not for Mjolnir, for something new, and the lightning obeyed. The war for Earth had just begun, and this time, Thor wasn't falling. The orbs hit Earth like silent bombs. No explosions, no fire, just invasion. Each orb opened like a flower made of starlight and machine, unfolding midair, releasing streams of black liquid that moved faster than gravity. Cities went dark in seconds. Airspace collapsed. Communications dropped. And the Avengers split without a word. Tony launched toward London, sparks flying from his still damaged suit. Wanda vanished in a blink toward Cairo, leaving a trail of red smoke across the sky. Hulk leapt toward Seoul, roaring before he even landed. Steve didn't leave. He stayed with Thor, because Thor hadn't moved. He just stood there, frozen. Not by fear, not by exhaustion, by resonance. The entity in the sky wasn't just attacking Earth. It was activating him. Lightning crawled across Thor's body again, but this time it wasn't his. It was threaded with a deeper darkness, the same black light that dripped from the orbs. His armor shifted, distorted, glitching at the edges. The sigil on his chest flickered, Asgard's crest twisting into something unrecognizable. Cap stepped closer. "Talk to me." Thor didn't answer. His eyes were open, but distant. He was hearing something only he could hear. Inside his mind, a voice whispered, not words, but feelings. Hunger, purpose, design, as if the entity had installed the blueprint inside him, and now it was running code. He dropped to one knee. The ground cracked beneath him. Energy spilled out like blood. Cap grabbed his shoulder. "Thor, whatever it's doing, fight it." "I'm trying," Thor gasped. "But it's not a parasite anymore. It's a part of me." He looked up, and Cap saw it just for a second. A second face, a second shadow, flickering behind Thor's eyes. Like two minds were now trying to control one body. Thor stood again, but it wasn't him. He floated upward, arms out, chest glowing. Wind spiraled. The sky pulsed. The canyon rocks lifted around him. "Steve," he said, but the voice wasn't his. Cap raised his shield. "I don't want to fight you." "You won't be," the voice replied. "You'll be fighting what Thor was always meant to become." Energy surged. Cap charged. He didn't wait. He couldn't. Because whatever was speaking through Thor, it was finishing the transformation. Cap leapt, swung the shield. It didn't hit. Lightning exploded midair and sent him flying, armor searing. He landed hard. Groan got up again. Thor dropped back to the ground. His body shook. The second voice flickered. And then Thor screamed, a sound so raw it cracked the sky above him. Lightning erupted in every direction, carving symbols into the canyon walls. Then silence. Thor collapsed. Cap ran to him, caught him before he hit the ground. Thor's eyes were back. His hand still burned with black light, but his voice was his again. "It's learning," he whispered. "Every second I fight it, it adapts. I'm becoming its final form." Cap held him tighter. "Then we end this before it finishes." Thor shook his head. "We can't, because it's not inside just me anymore." And then he looked toward New York. His eyes widened, and he whispered the name, Vision. Vision stood above New York, glowing brighter than he ever had. But something was wrong. His body hovered silently above Stark Tower, arms raised like a beacon. His eyes weren't red anymore. They were black. The Mind Stone had fractured weeks ago, yet now it pulsed with dark matter energy. And every orb across the globe had suddenly stopped, waiting. Thor's voice trembled. "It doesn't need me anymore." Cap turned. "What?" "The entity used me to prepare Earth's frequencies. But Vision, he's synthetic. He's perfect. No will to break. No blood to reject. Just infinite data and one purpose." Cap stared into the sky. "It's not conquering Earth. Thor nodded grimly. It's uploading into him. They didn't wait. Thor summoned the storm one last time, and Cap launched with him, riding a lightning arc straight to New York. The clouds split. The sky howled. Below, thousands watched as their gods came crashing back to the city they swore to protect. Iron Man caught their signal. "Thor, what's the plan?" "We destroy the source," Thor shouted, "even if that means destroying him." Wanda appeared beside them, face pale. "It's already rewriting his systems. The entity isn't living in Vision, it's becoming him." "Then we end it before it stabilizes," Cap said. They reached him. Vision turned slowly, almost gently, like he still remembered who they were. "You are interfering with a necessary evolution." The voice echoed through his mouth. He was chosen for his logic. You were chosen to be discarded. Lightning struck, but Vision caught it with his bare hand. He twisted the bolt midair and redirected it into a skyscraper. Cap leapt forward, shield first. Vision stopped it with one thought. Wanda cried out and launched chaos magic at full force. Vision absorbed it into his chest, and his voice deepened. "You're only feeding me now." Thor clenched his fists, heart hammering. "If there's anything of you left, Vision, fight this." For a second, something flickered. A tremble in his fingers. A hesitation in his words. Then gone. The sky cracked again. The entity was arriving. Not an avatar. Not a signal. The real form. A massive shape, descending behind Vision, preparing to merge completely. Its core opening like a black star. If it landed, Earth wouldn't survive a second wave. Cap stood in front of Thor. "Now." Thor nodded, eyes burning. He raised the ether spark in both hands. It screamed with unstable energy. Too much for one god, not enough for a machine. Cap reached out without hesitation and touched it again. The spark recognized him and responded. It split its power, half into Thor, half into Cap. The lightning fused with human will. Cap's shield glowed white. Thor's armor burst into light. Together, they charged. Vision raised his hand. Too slow. The impact shattered the rooftop. Cap struck the Mind Stone directly. Thor drove the lightning through his chest. And in one instant, Vision remembered who he was. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "Tell Wanda." And then he detonated. A silent burst. No fire. No debris. Just light. The entity screamed above the city, but not in anger. In fear. Because its vessel had been destroyed by choice. Thor turned to the sky. "You are not welcome here." And with the last spark, he hurled it upward, fused with everything Odin left behind. It hit the entity's core, and Earth went quiet. The sky cleared. The orbs dissolved, and the storm was finally gone. Thor collapsed to his knees, exhausted, but whole. Cap stood beside him, hand on his shoulder. They didn't need to speak, because Earth had survived. But the cost was written in the silence, and the world would never forget the day a god fell and rose again with help from a man who never asked to be one.